In today's video, we are jumping into one of the newest avatar mods available, with the ability to control the elements one by one, or even becoming the avatar itself. So let's just jump straight into it. Alrighty, it is time to talk all about bending the elements. And from what I can tell, this is a relatively new mod, or at least a lot of people haven't heard about it, so let's dive right into it. So as expected with this mod here, you obviously get air bending, you get fire bending right there, water bending, and also earth bending right there as well. And there's also these two right here, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. So starting off with air bending right here, let me grab the scroll right here. As you can see, it's called air scroll. Gives air bending, pretty classic. All you need to do with any of these scrolls is just to right click it. So if you want to master any of the elements, they all basically rely on a skill tree, which as you can see here, there's a lot of abilities to unlock. And this will always be your starting point in the center right here, and then you basically advance to any sort of direction that you want. So starting out with, you're going to have four main abilities. You're going to have the air jump, you're going to have the spirit projection, the airstream, and the gust as well when it comes to the air nomads. So let's actually start with airstream right here, because I think this one looks really cool. And I'm pretty sure that you can change all these keybinds if you wanted to, but let's check this out. So we hold G down right there. There you go. There it is right there. And this is the airstream right here. So as you can see, it does follow where my mouse is going. It looks really, really cool. And I'm actually surprised this works as well as it does with shaders as well, honestly. So this ability right here, we can just noodle it around. But if we do want to fire it at someone, you just got to left click. And just the way that this looks, I think it's so well done. I love just messing around with this. And if you hit an ability that you didn't want to use, you can just simply right click. And there you go. It will sort of just sink into the ground, just like that. Our next main ability as an air nomad right here is Gust. And once we activate it, you'll see that we get this sort of like air particles going around us right now. And this sort of stays on us. You can run around. This stays on you pretty much constantly until you deactivate it. And with it being air bending, you just go ahead and right click just like we did before. And that will push them back a little bit. The upgrades for this do go pretty insane. You can get an air shield, or you can get a tornado, which for this video, I'm definitely going to get the tornado. And then we're going to upgrade it as well to speed 2 as well. So you'll see if we actually sneak and hold R down, we get a little timer. We can actually release a tornado just like that. And that'll keep pushing him back. And it will basically keep continuing on until, you know, it's sort of like a straight line. And look at that, it even travels up blocks as well. There's no escape. The next basic ability that we get here is Spirit Projection, which basically allows you to go into free cam, which is pretty damn powerful if you ask me. So what we have to do here is literally just hold C, left click like that, and there we go. And now we're literally just a ghost. And of course, your main body will sort of just stand where it is. You can't really go too far. Like, this is the max that it sort of goes. You're in this sort of like bubble, I guess. Basically like an invisible force field, which is where the upgrades basically come into. As you can see there, 10 blocks, 15 blocks, 20 blocks, or finally 25 blocks with the range 4 upgrade. Yeah, there we go. We're a lot further now. There we go. We can even spy on what these villagers are saying and they have no clue. What are you up to? And for the final basic ability right here is the air jump. So launch yourself with air to gain altitude or dodge blows right here using the V key. So we can actually just update this as well. So we actually got the air scooter. We'll update that to max as well. And there we go. Look at this thing. You can't really get much more avatar than this, just floating around on like a cloud right here. And this thing goes super quick, like definitely faster than any horse that you'd find. Pretty easy to summon as well. All you have to do is hold down V for like a couple of seconds and you're off. You're ready to go. And like I said, these are only sort of like the basic techniques. Obviously we did the air scooter. We've got suffocate. Look at this. By taking air and forcing it on the head of a living being, you can drown them even on land. So that does sound a little bit graphic, but let's try it out anyway. All right, I'm not a good airbender, okay? This is my first day. There we go, we got it. And then he's gonna suffocate just like he was drowning. Oh, that's probably the worst way to go. Oh, that is horrible to think about. And then alongside that, we also get airball as well, which is gonna be like your classic sort of projectile right here. As you can see, the model of this just looks so cool. And then this will act the same way as the sort of like the noodle that we saw before, and you can just throw that at your enemies like that. And there you go. So you can see how powerful some of these abilities are actually gonna get. So maybe airbending isn't my best choice. Let's just move on to the next one. All right, so for the next one, it is in fact firebending right here. This is the one that I'm looking forward to. This is the one that I'm most excited about. Let's equip this. There we go, fiery stuff. Before I forget as well, you can actually have all the different elements, which I'll show at the end. As you can see there, I'm switching between them. But you can have all of these pretty much ready to go. So you can in fact become the avatar. If you wanted to, that is. So one of the coolest parts about being a firebender is that you're never actually going to need torches, because it literally summons a little torch for us that'll actually follow us around. Look at this is like the coolest thing ever. I love this. And like I said, it will follow you around until you disable it, which is really, really cool. All right, next one we're going to be checking out is the fire arc, which is pretty damn similar to the air one that we saw before, except this time, obviously, since we're firebenders, it's going to be flame right here. And luckily, if you're not in a forest, you don't have to worry about burning the forest down, because if you do throw it at something, it's not actually going to set anything on fire. At least not yet, anyway. All I want is a flamethrower. It's not working. It's just bringing up the fireball. Oh. Okay, yeah, my bad. So moving on, we have ignition right here, which is basically, you know, you can just set anything you want on fire just with one button. No flint is still needed. And what's really cool about this ability is that it actually acts as like fuel as well. And what I mean by this is like, oh, don't have a flint still? Nether portal. Want to cook some chicken but don't have any wood or fuel? So it's definitely pretty handy to be a firebender in situations like that. We get our fireball as well, which if we hold down that for like more than 1 second, we get this awesome looking ball here. This is basically the fire version of the air one that we saw before, but this one actually does a lot of damage. And if you go ahead and right click this, it'll sort of just do like a little flop and end up burning you. So be careful of that, because I learned that the hard way when I was testing this in survival. And one of the coolest abilities by far is the fire jump one right here. So let's actually go ahead and upgrade this. We can get fire jet. Now this is where it gets really cool. This means that if we use the ability while we jump, we basically turn into Iron Man, which is just so insane. So when you're in survival, obviously this does run out pretty quick, as it should be used as like a getaway more than anything. So now that I'm in survival, you can see how quickly this drains, and you really don't want to be caught lacking, because as soon as that hits 0, you're going to slowly drop down, but you're still going to take the same amount of damage as if you didn't slow fall. So just be sure to keep an eye on that when you are flying around like Iron Man. And one thing that I love about the Fire Nation right here is this ability that I just clicked right there. By more effectively controlling your fire, you can make your abilities burn hotter, giving them a blue hue, which basically means now you're going to have like blue fire. So that point is definitely worth it. Even the little like fireball that follows you around is going to be blue as well. That is so cool. And with water bending, we actually come across our first item when it comes to this mod, and that is our little water pouch right here. So as you can imagine, all you need to do is go up to some water, right click it a bunch, just make sure you got it all full. I'm pretty sure that this will actually allow us to have water on us even if we're not surrounded by water, but luckily in this case we definitely are. So just like before here, we have the skill tree, and this one actually seems really flushed out. Like there's a lot more in this one. So let's start with the classic arc right here. We can actually pull it right out of the water just like that. And again, with shaders on, this looks so much better than I thought it would. They've actually nailed this. And just like we saw before, these ones right here, they do a little bit of damage. Nothing too crazy, but something to push people back if you need it. We also get the water bubble right here, which is just like the same as the other ones right here. Obviously, if we right click it, it just sort of flops down. And this will give us pretty much a constant water source, I'm pretty sure. Say if we wanted like a water source over there, we just throw it over there like that. And there you go. There's the water source ready for us to fight with. So if you're a waterbender, definitely have that handy, because no matter what landscape you're in, you could always fight. And looking at this path from the beginning right here, if we actually go all the way up, right here, it says water healing. Let me go in survival and try this real quick. So we're on 4 hearts. Let's actually try this out. Let's see if this actually works. This will be amazing if it does. Do I have to drop it on my head maybe? Maybe like bring it towards me. You literally just bring the water towards you and then you start healing. Oh, that is so cool. Turns out waterbenders are actually a lot more powerful than I first thought. So let's see what else they got. I want to try this one out as well. Water helmet. By making an air pocket with your water bending, you can allow yourself to breathe underwater just like a fish. Yeah, the bubbles literally aren't going down. That is so cool. Waterbenders have got some serious tricks. Like that is insane. And there we go. Water breathing too as well. Just like that. They definitely weren't my favorite before this video, but I'm sort of leaning towards them a little bit now. Okay, next up right here, we have surf. Now this one I'm very excited about. V and sprint while submerged in water. Okay. V and sprint while submerged in water. Oh my God. We've literally become Aquaman right here. Oh, and then we can just jump out the water as well. That is so cool. I think what sets this apart from like the other avatar mods or the other sort of like bending mods that are out there is that you actually have to like practice with these. It's not just like a simple key press. It's going to take some time, but once you learn these, you're going to be a serious force to mess with. So starting off with earth bending, one of the best tools that you have pretty much straight away is pretty much the ability to become a shovel and a pickaxe all in one. As you can see here, we can literally just mine this for days, and like there's no tools needed. And look how deep this goes. Like you could just spam this. Like this would be so handy for like base building or mining or anything like that. Our main projectile, just like the other ones, is that we can just pick up a block right here. And what I think is really cool about the earthbending sort of projectile right here is that if we throw it, like it just becomes part of like the scenery. It would take some practice, but you could literally just, you know, build a house with this if you really wanted to. There it is. Another ability that I think is really cool is the pillar ability. So we can actually just sort of like launch ourselves up on this pillar right here just to get a little bit of a high ground. We could basically just play like the floor is lava with this and never actually touch the ground, because we could just keep using this over and over again. Look at this. But that works. I mean, that still works. I never thought I'd say earthbending was cool, but it is pretty damn cool. Pick up large amounts of earth to throw at your enemies or terraform the landscape. See, they know exactly what people are going to be using this for. Let's max this out. Oh, it is working. Oh my God, that is so weird to look at. That is so bizarre to look at. It even like moves and like shifts as well. That is so strange. And then what? Can we just like throw this? Can we just keep doing that in the same spot? Oh my God, we can. We can just keep pulling out land and throwing it. We can mine even quicker than before. They're not just like random sort of entities or anything. They're real blocks, which I think is so cool. If you need anything built, literally just call an earthbender around and they'll sort everything out for you, I'm sure. We also get another really cool ability. If I go ahead and sneak and press G right here whilst I'm looking at him, there we go. He's completely stuck there now. And as you can see, I have to pretty much remain still as well for this to be active. But whilst it is, he's not going to be able to move. And as you can see, he's got like some sort of poison or slowness effect right there. So now that we've got pretty much all the 4 classic elements out the way, we do have these 2 behind me right here. And this one right here is blood bending, and this one is lightning, I'm pretty sure as well. But for some reason, I can't actually get these to work. Like nothing seems to happen. I only have like the classic 4. So, and the lightning bending even comes with like this little lightning bottle right here. So if I actually go ahead and drink that, it literally just gives me an achievement saying, why would you do that? So if you do know how to use lightning bending or blood bending, do let me know and I can do a follow-up video. But for now, I'm pretty clueless. So let me know. So if you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like and a comment letting me know which element was your favorite. But either way, I had a lot of fun making this video. So as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Bye.